morning.
Good morning.
How's everyone doing today? Today we're going to talk about an instructional resource called Canva and how to use Canva with your students and with instruction. Okay, so I've given you a how to use Canva step-by-step guide. You can use that to kind of follow along. But I'm going to walk you through some things. I'm going to show you some student examples of Canva and also some teacher examples of how I've used the Canva in my classroom. Okay, so getting started, learning objectives. Identify ways teachers can use Canva as an instructional tool. Identify ways students can use Canva. Use Canva to create a resource to support student engagement and learning. Okay, what is Canva? Canva is an online design platform that allows users to create graphics, images, videos, and much more. Some features that Canva offers: drag and drop interface. There are templates, custom graphics, AI tools, and also Canva offers a free version as well as paid versions. Uses: Canva can be used to make posters, slideshows, images, event flyers, resumes, cards and certificates, infographics. It can be used for social media graphics, as well as presentations and documents. You can create websites and marketing materials with Canva. Okay, let's see. Using Canva for classroom instruction. So I've listed, of course, you can see multiple ways that Canva can be used as an educator to provide instruction to your students. Notice you have lesson plans can be created with Canva. You can make presentations, posters, worksheets, headers, calendars, certificates. You can create charts and graphs, portfolios, videos, generate QR codes, create quizzes and lessons with the AI feature that Canva offers. Okay, teacher examples. So what I've done here is I've pulled in just some things that I've used in the classroom or some templates that I thought would be something that might interest some of the teachers. Starting with calendars. Calendars can be created for multiple purposes. And here I have, just wanted to show you some examples of some things I've used Canva for. For soccer, which this is a on-campus activity, I created this pick a date fundraiser template, and I went in and modified this, and of course personalized it for Alba, putting the logo and adding a different header and things like that, and adding my text. I was able to go in and change the text to suit what I needed it for. Okay, other options we have here: create certificates to award to students for grades, incentive awards. I know we use the certificates for our Shark of the Week. Also, I have club participation, any kind of participation. To show you an example, I'm just going to go back and forth. And this was actually for robotics. But we had a robotics competition a few weeks ago, and I went in and within just a matter of a half hour, I think maybe, if that. By the time I gathered my graphics and things that I wanted to incorporate into it, I was able to create this, and you can have it printed on stock card and things like that. So this was actually a template that I chose, and then of course I went in and just edited it to suit what I needed it for. Okay, we have lesson presentations. Let's take a look at this. Now this was a template that I found when I was searching through Canva, just looking at the templates, thinking of how could a teacher, and I know some of our teachers on campus use these templates. I've noticed, just in passing and talking with different teachers. So this would be an 8th grade language arts template. And if you notice, if you choose this, it comes out like this. It's already set up. All you have to do is go in and put your information. So you could just simply type, your announcements here. You could also change your header. If you wanted to maybe not have announcements but have something else here, you could do that. And then you can go through and basically customize it to suit your needs in the classroom. But this would be already put together template that you would just go in and throw your information in for the day, your lesson objectives, your activities, your materials, whatever it is you're needing it for. Also, you can go in and you can edit the colors, if you wanted to change the color scheme, if you wanted to change the text. You see this ribbon here, this ribbon allows you to go in and make all of those editing changes. You can animate, and then of course these are all tools that you see in like Microsoft Word or Google Docs, so these should seem familiar to you. Changing text size and font and things like that. Okay. Worksheets. This is something I know teachers would a lot of times enjoy this option. And what I've done is I went in and I chose worksheet, and I clicked on it and I just put in math. Actually put it asked for a description. I put in math grade 7 lines and angles, because this is an objective 7th grade math students are working on. I know with IXL they were working on that. So, and it created this worksheet. All I did was give them a description of what I wanted. The AI tool, it actually created this. Now notice, let me make this a little bit larger. You can see that this is interactive. So this is a resource that you could push out to your students in Schoology, and students can actually go in, sign in with Canva, and they can, you know, complete this and submit it to you. Or you could print this if you wanted to print it and just, you know, they would just have to go in and just write what they want. But I think it's meant more for an interactive piece. So you can see it gives you some different versions, I guess. Let's see. So this is the answer key. It gives you the answer key, and then this is like a printout of it, I think. But you could go in and print this out, or use, if you didn't want the colored copy, you could use this copy, black and white copy. Okay? So let's go next.
Hey, can I stop you for a second?
Yes.
Where do you type that in at to say I want a worksheet? Oh, search your content in Canvas?
Yes, and
Okay.
what I was going to do is after I finished showing the examples, I was gonna kind of walk out through how to do that.
Okay.
But yes, there's 3 different options on there for you to search. You can search the bar at the top.
Yeah.
And then there are 2 other, you can click on the icon.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one is, what is it? Create a design.
Okay.
Click on the left-hand side, create a design. So there's 3 different ways to go in and search content.
Gotcha.
We're gonna look at that in just a minute. Okay, student uses. So students can use Canva. You can assign them a project through Canva and say, you know, if you want them to create some type of, to demonstrate what they've learned. Maybe it's something with history. Maybe if you're working on a history teachers are working on some type of assignment and they want students to create a history presentation. They can do that. Design posters. Well, I've had my students design posters about internet safety, how to stay safe online. Also infographics. Develop a learning portfolio. So gathering their projects that they've created in one place. Collaborative projects, where they share the same file and they work together on the same file. Visualizing research findings, okay? So, these are some student examples, and these are actually, I think all of these are some of my own students' work. Okay, so video presentation, this is a We Build It Better project, where students highlighted the process of an invention. And this is an actual video. If you see how you have frames here, I'm just going to run it. It does not have any sound, because the way my students use this is they stood up and they actually presented and they talked while this was playing. You can see it going through the video. Let's see if I can get it to be full screen. Let's just make it bigger here. But you can see this is a template that they chose, and then they went in and just put their information in. I'll stop it, I'm sorry. Okay? I'm not gonna play the whole thing because it's, I think, it's over 2 minutes long. But you can see that they went in, they added their text, this was playing, they stood up and they presented to the class. It was a group of, I think, 3 or 4 students. Skipping ahead. you can see that they, here, I wanted to show you this, they actually were able to take a picture of their work and insert that into the presentation video. So that is a way that you, if you have some kind of content that you want them to, you know, show that they're learning through a video, this would be a fabulous tool to use for that. Okay, let's see. Next, we have infographic, and this is one that students created on how to avoid online scams. This is a digital literacy skill that an objective that we focus on in computer science. And these students, this is a collaborative project. I had, as well as the last one was a collaborative, there were multiple students working, but these two students, the way this works is one student, they both pick out a template, one student shares the template to the other student, and they would do that by either coming here or coming here, and they would type in the other student's name. So one student owns the file, and then they share it to the other student. They go into Canva and they access it, and then both students are able to work on the same document. Okay, you can see, this is a template that they chose. Notice how it has sections. They were able to customize this with text. They were able to change the background colors. They were able to make this their own by just choosing, the template was already put together. Now, you do have an option to create from scratch, but I say to students, why would you create from scratch if you can go in and have something that's already built for you? And as teachers, I know how with time, it's so much easier if you don't have to build something from scratch if you already have something to start with. So these templates are very, very useful. Okay, let's see. We have, this is a collaborative project where students, this is more like a PowerPoint type slide. Students were another presentation documenting the steps of the process with a design process. This is for my We Build It Better class. These students created this foldable bamboo toothbrush, and this was their presentation that they presented in class. And of course, they had to have someone who was, you know, clicking through this as they, unlike the other one, it was a video that ran. This is like a presentation where it just clicks through, you have to click the slides, which you could probably, I'm sure you could set this to move on a timer. You can see, this is very similar to PowerPoint or Google Slides. You can see they were able to insert their images that they drew themselves, and then of course bringing in outside images. Now there are stock images that this program offers.
That's a good idea. Foldable bamboo toothbrush. It really is.
I thought it was very
That was a good idea.
Okay. And lastly, I have a student, or two students worked on this and created an article about the Wright Brothers' first flight. And We Build It Better, they build the Wright Brothers glider. And so an addition or add on to the assignment, they had to find a template in Canva, and then they had to go in and they had to talk about the history of the Wright brothers and the process. So I gave them some different bits of information they needed to gather, family information, successes and failures, fun facts, things like that. They were able to go in. I'm thinking they probably pulled these pictures in from Canva, or they may have gone out and actually found these pictures and pulled them in. You have the option to do either one. But this template was a template, and these templates they're really nice. The students come in and have these displayed in the classroom, and students are really impressed with these templates, and teachers alike. Okay, and their projects. Okay, so now that you've seen what you can actually do with Canva, I do have this short video, and it's going to talk to you about how to use the features, and then after that I'll talk to you about it. So we're gonna just watch this. I think it's a minute and a half. Sound. not getting any sound here. Okay, so it's basically just showing you what I'm getting ready to talk to you about, showing you how to use this, ribbon over here to access some of the tools to edit. I'm not going to stop that, this is not working. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Now,
Stop. My account got locked out.
okay, so, now, I think you all have already signed into Clever, and then search Canva. If you don't see Canva on your desktop or your dashboard, then you're gonna have to search from the top search bar. Select the topic, once you get into Canva, go ahead and sign into Canva. You can select the topic, search for a topic, or click create a design, and I'll show you that in just a moment. And then after clicking, or selecting a topic, name your file and begin creating. So let's take a look at what that looks like. Now, I did add some notes down here, and I can share this out to you with some more information about the Magic AI option, and then also down here, there is a, if you need more information about getting started, there is a how to use Canva for Education link here. And I will share this out to you all through email. Okay, or I can share it through Canva. So, let me go to, so I'm gonna go back to the main page in Canva. Okay, so when you sign in, it's going to bring you to a dashboard that looks like this. And if you notice up here, you have, should have your name where you're signed in. Now, I believe Mobile County does have the education, they pay for the, we don't just have the free version, we have a step up. So we have access to some tools that maybe you would not have if you just, you know, used it on a personal basis or whatever. So if you notice, right here is a search bar, and it says search for your content and Canvas content. So you can choose select a topic, think about something that you would want to possibly create. And you could search here, but you could also go here if you wanted to do something, if you know specifically what you want to do, if you would like to make an infographic, or if you wanted to make a poster. There are many options here. Notice, you can see, you could create websites, you can print, education, these are all categories that you can go into and possibly use if that's what you choose to do. Also, over here where it says create a design, top left, when you click on that, you can see that this comes up. And what would you like to create? Again, you have options over here. If you want to go directly to something, you can do that. Or if you're not sure where you go to create a worksheet, it's right here. You can type in create a worksheet if you needed to. It would bring you to it. But I'm going to go right here to worksheet just to demonstrate to you how this works. Okay, once you have selected a topic, then you are ready to start searching templates. Now, notice this box opened when I opened my document. Well, actually, let's go ahead and name our file. So if you know what you're creating and you want to name your file, you would click here to name your file. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to look for some subject verb agreement work for 7th grade. I know this is an objective that they cover, of course, in English every year. So, and I'm going to go over here to the side. Now, first of all, if you click the first tab, it's the design tab. Now, if you notice on the handout that I've given you, I've explained all of these tabs on number 6. Number 6, I've given you a little description of each one of these tabs to kind of help you to, you know, better understand these tools. So design is going to be where you would go to choose a template. Now, since I am wanting to create a worksheet, I've already searched, but I'm not going to search again because I was looking at this earlier. And I'm going to be specific. Let's see what we get. Search. Okay, and you may not, at first, you may have to go back in and modify your search to find what you're looking for, just like you do in any search engine. But you can see here that we have some different, worksheets that came up, so I'm just gonna click on one of these. And notice it, over here it says apply. If I decide I wanna use it, I can apply that, but I'm gonna go ahead and add this. So I could do click and drag over, I just clicked on it and it came up. If you notice, I'm gonna, of course, look at the material and see if this is suitable for my students, my 7th grade students. This is what we're working on, and you can see it has some basic, it gives you basic rules for subject-verb agreement. And then it gives you some practice sentences. Now, this would be good to use for, if you're pulling a small group of students to the table and that need some reinforcement with subject-verb agreement. This could be used for a homework assignment. So it could be used, you could print it, or you could maybe send it out and give it to the students through a digital version. That's not always the best option when you're doing homework, because not everyone has access to that at home. So making a printed copy might be better, and even if you're pulling a small group, you might want to use more of a printed copy than you would digital version. But you can see that you do have that option where you could assign it and students could go in, I would think, and actually answer the questions and then submit it online. Okay? If you notice, it gives you, this has, looks like it has 3 different, well, it didn't put it all in yet. Apply all 3 pages. So since I clicked apply all 3 pages, you can see that it's pulled in all 3 of these. And it starts off with basic rule, rule 1, rule 2, rule 3, rule 4, so all of your subject-verb agreement rules. And so this would be a good review. This will be a good worksheet, maybe possibly to use if you were having to, again, pull students to a small group that needed that extra instruction or homework. Okay, also, I believe, let's see. You could go in and edit this. So let's just say you like, part of this, but then you got down to, the example, the practice, and you said, wait a minute, I want to add something, maybe more complex sentences or something to that effect. So then you could